Shavua Tov, Agut Voch. I'm going to tell story number 31 of the Shivchei haBaal Shem Tov, the stories of the Baal Shem Tov. The title of the story is haBaal Shem Tov Maggid Mezritcher Betfilas Musaf. The Baal Shem Tov and the Maggid of Mezritcher Maggid during the prayer, during the tefillah of Musaf. Rav Dover of Linitz tells a story and says, as he has been hearing stories about the Baal Shem Tov's state during the prayer, I also heard from the Maggid of our community, the Maggid Misharim of the community of Linitz, Moreinu Eliyahu, of blessed memory, when he came for the first time to the great Maggid of the holy community of Mezritcher. So Rav Eliyahu of Linitz went to Mezritcher and heard this from the Maggid. The Maggid told him this story. Once, it was Yom Tov, it was holiday, and I don't remember, I guess, whether it was the first day of Pesach or was it Shmini Atzeres. It was necessary to say the bracha for Geshem or Tal. There is a line at the beginning of the Midah of the Shmoneh Esrei in which we made a reference to whether Hashem is making the wind blow and the rain to fall on the land of Israel, or is just covering the land with dew so it doesn't over dry. Two different seasons. So the Jews around the world include this little line according to the season, and during those two holidays, either the first day of Pesach or during Shmini Atzeres, we change the season, and we had a special prayer in the prayers of Musaf to bless the change of the season and begin to say Geshem or Tal, the period of rain or the period of dew. During Shacharis, during the morning prayers, the Baal Shem Tov was praying in front of the Teva, and they were praying with great cheshek, with great strength, with enthusiasm. They were like, and of course they were very loud, crying out their prayers. And I heard from the Mivcharim, from the chosen ones, literally the closest group of disciples of the Baal Shem Tov, that through this he would raise their head during the prayers, would raise them and get them to be more involved in the prayers. They were praying so loud, it was like yelling. The Maggid of the great Maggid, the Maggid of Mezritcher, was very sick, and he could not stand in his ears so much noise. So he left the room, the Beis Medrash, and went into a small room next to it, where he could pray on his own, so he wouldn't be bothered being in the middle of all these loud voices. And then he prayed on his own. Before the prayer of Musaf, the Baal Shem Tov went to mikveh. And after preparing for Musaf, he went into that little room where the Maggid was in order to put on his kittel. Kittel is that white overgarment. We wear it during Yom Kippur, but it was the Baal Shem Tov's custom to wear it also twice in Musaf, in the first day of Pesach and on the Musaf of Shmini Atzeres, precisely to be in a special state, a purity of spiritual elevation during the prayer of this change of season. So the Baal Shem Tov went into that room to put his kittel in the room where the Maggid was. And the Maggid sees, recognizes that the Baal Shem Tov had the Ashras Ashchina, what we mentioned last time, that the divine presence dwells on the Baal Shem Tov. He seemed not to be in this world. He seemed not to be in Olam Hazeh. That's how the Maggid describes the Baal Shem Tov. When the Baal Shem Tov puts on the kittel is folded or wrinkled in one of the shoulders, so the Maggid wants to pull it and straighten it. No sooner he touches the Baal Shem Tov that the trembling of the Baal Shem Tov passes on to the Maggid, and the Maggid says trembling, he can't stop. So much that he had to grab the table that was there, put his hands on the table, and I'm not going to shake this table with the menorahs in here, but he starts trembling and shaking, and the table too, he starts dancing and trembling with him. The Baal Shem Tov came to him, and the Maggid was trembling even more, to the point that the Baal Shem Tov had to pray, ask Hashem to take this away from him, this Shivchei, or this trembling, I guess, so that because the Maggid was not able to withstand it. The trembling was too much. And so is the story. Simply the state of the Baal Shem Tov during his prayer, and how this one time it passed on to the Maggid, and the Baal Shem Tov had to pray for it to stop. A freilichen Chanukah, Chanukah Sameach, Happy Chanukah, Shavua Tov, a gute Woche.